Coach, what changed from your perspective from the first half, what you were doing, and then the second half?
I'd say the biggest change was with the other team. They ratcheted up their intensity a lot. They got into us and played excellent defense. From the start, we knew this was going to happen, and these are the growing pains that we need to go through. But what that caused then was that our offense became way more stagnant than in the first half. We didn't have the same type of ball reversals. We had several offenses with one pass only, and that was not the recipe that we had in the first half. And I thought first half was extremely encouraging in the way we were moving the ball, playing with pace. But the other part is you got to be able to maintain it for longer periods if you want to compete with a team against a team of this level that we played against today. And then it becomes harder and harder when in the NBA to set up in the other end. So it's a multitude of factors, but I thought the first half was very encouraging and something that we can build on. And it's not like we have one good video and jog through session and then everything is settled with that. So it's a process.
Sure.
You mentioned that they sort of turned up their intensity defensively in the second half. Was there something that they did specifically on Ja and Jaren to sort of limit them in this game?
Well, they were much more active in the gaps, and they were in some possessions denying the ball from Ja. He had to work a lot for that. They were picking him up also a full court, but even the outlets were mainly very low, and we can establish our tempo in this way. And it's something that you can treat it as, let's say it can be a challenge, but it can also be an opportunity for us. But we're not at that point that we can turn the aggression of the other team in our favor yet.
Michael.
I believe for Ja in particular, that's about five straight games where he shot below 40%. What are you noticing, and how do you change that? What do you think needs to change in order for him to be more, I guess, efficient overall on the offensive end?
He's getting good looks. He's getting looks that he will make, and every player goes through these ups and downs throughout a season. We have a ton of trust in him. We want him to be with the ball. He needs to stay aggressive. That's the biggest thing, and he has a huge gravitational pull for the defense, and then he can make plays for other guys. But the shot hasn't been falling for him in some of these games. That's something that we can live with. It's gonna come around. He's just got to stay aggressive, and the other guys need to keep doing their job, and John needs to keep doing his job. Screeners, get him open, him getting into those shooting situations, and then leveraging that into scoring by himself or kicking it out for open teammates.
Arthur.
Offensively, it seemed like you got a lot of what you wanted. 30 assists on 35 makes, shot almost 39% from three on 44 attempts, but the points in the paint, only 32 points in the paint. Was there anything specifically that Oklahoma City did to kind of limit that paint activity and prevent y'all from getting paint touches?
Well, they're a historical defense in that sense. Also, when they play with the two big lineups, they are able to put Hartenstein, who's a very, let's say, high IQ coverage defender, and the ball screen, and then you have Holmgren on the backside cleaning a lot of that up, but also all of the wings, even the point guards, 2s, 3s, 4s, guards and wings, they're very mobile, they're very active, they're long, they're able to, maybe better than any team in the league, wall off the paint and still get out to contest those 3-point shots. And that's what made them a unique defensive team last year, and also this year they're showing, same signs. And in the first half, I thought we did a great job of moving that defense around, catching them in what we call two-way motion, that when they're coming to help, those passes go instead of when they're recovering. And in the second half, they were, like I said, they were able to ratchet it up, and we didn't find those same passing lanes anymore.
Coach, I know we're still early in the season, but from what you saw Friday night and in the first half tonight, do you feel like the team is starting to get more comfortable with your rotation patterns now?
I feel like the team is overall getting more comfortable playing together. That's the biggest thing, and it's, I know like this whole thing is like, what have you done for me lately? And every game we repeat the same questions and I repeat the same answers, but I sometimes I feel like, you know, there's a little bit different timeline or a different perspective. It's, you get asked about one practice and what happened there and how did that help. It helps to have some type of clarity on that. But the timelines that we're talking about are much longer, and they take weeks, they take months, sometimes they take years, like in OKC's case, and to build something together. And it's just not something that's much talked about in this profession because the games come after one another. But to your point, there's progress happening every game, but it's not gonna, you know, happen in 180 right away, that you go from losing 4 games that you start now winning every time and everything clicks. You make small improvements day by day, you keep believing, and then you watch the tape and you analyze and try to have more of those winning sequences, and that's what the process is about.
Last question, Drew.
Just keep the mic pocket.
We've seen Zach go down in practice with the hustle several times, and I know they're about to start playing. So I'm curious, do you know if he'll be with the team on the upcoming road trip?
Or will Zach stay back?
If Zach will be with us on the road trip,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's scheduled to be with us on the road trip.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.